All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Big D back as the Big D does trivia, or maybe not trivia, but we talk my final mock draft and a draft showdown with Dynasty Patrol HQ. So Anthony back joining us as we are now 24 hours from the start of the National Football League's first round in Pittsburgh. And what do you think's going to happen tomorrow night?
Oh, it just makes me so happy to hear you say that we're 24 hours away from the start of the 2026 NFL draft. It's like Christmas for me, brother. I wait for it like all year round, all off season. I just sit here pining for something football related. I watched the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner like 100 billion times over and over and over again. So much so that my 3-year-old daughter is like, "We're gonna watch Draft Day." I wait for this day for so long, so it makes me so happy. It warms my heart to hear you say we're 24 hours away.
And of course, Kevin Costner takes advantage of the lonely Jacksonville Jaguar GM, right?
Exactly.
Why couldn't they pick on somebody else?
Got to be the Jags.
Well, we don't have a first round pick because we gave the Cleveland anyway last year, so that doesn't matter.
There you go. See?
Before we do a combined mock draft, I was thinking we would give our top 10 mock draft. So Anthony will give his, then I will give my mock draft, and then we will do a combined mock draft. He will do the odd teams. I will do the even teams. So he's going to get one. I'm going to get two, and so on. So Anthony, Dynasty Patrol. Who do you have in your top 10 right now?
So for my top 10, you want them in order or just scattered?
In order.
Okay. I got Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, Love, Mwaga, Tate, Styles, Lemon, Bain, and Tyson.
Okay, so that would mean you have both the pass roaches going 3 and 4. Titans taking Jeremiah Love. Who do you have the Giants taking at 5?
At 5, I got the Giants with David Bailey.
Okay.
No, I switched that up. I'm sorry. I gave the Giants Mwaga because I gave Bailey to the Cards.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And my top 10 mock is I have, of course, the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza at 1. Then I have the Jets taking Alvaro Reese, although I keep hearing all these David Bailey rumors, and I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Then I have Arizona taking Bailey at 3. Tennessee, I have taken, I think I have Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State. Then 5, I have the Giants taking their Kyle Hamilton and Caleb Downs. At least I think that's what I sent you, right? At
Yeah.
5. Okay, and then 6, I have Caldwell Tate to the Browns. 7, I have the Commanders taking Jeremiah Love, the tailback from Notre Dame. 8, I have the Saints taking Ruben Bain. Then 9, I have the Chiefs taking Spencer Fanu, the tackle from Utah. And then 10, I have the New York Giants taking the Miami tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So, few differences. I mean, but of course, now that we're doing a combined mock draft, things could be different. I mean, one of us could take a long snapper first, but I'm sure that's not going to happen.
I'm going to take a kicker.
Hey, Sebastian Janikowski won not many years ago.
Exactly.
And it was from the same team that drafted a punter in the first round.
Exactly.
And I think he's enshrined in the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that I don't know.
Okay, so if you remember, I think a few weeks ago we did a combined mock draft, and I got the odd picks for now.
Yep,
The odd picks for now. Anthony's going to get the 101. So you're
sir.
on the clock.
All right. With the first pick of the 2026 NFL mock draft, the Oakland Raiders select Ty. Just kidding, Fernando Mendoza.
Uh, yeah, no surprise. I mean, I think the Raiders a bit. I think the Raiders know who they've taken since the last game against Miami, just down the road from me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, question is, I mean, you saw plenty of Mendoza this year as a Big Ten fan. I don't think Michigan played Indiana this year, which seems crazy.
We did not. We play him this year coming up, but we did not play him last year.
I mean, how good can Mendoza be?
Drew Brees.
That'd be pretty nice comparison. I'm just thinking maybe Matt Ryan or poor man's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, my thing is you asked how good he can be. So I went for the ceiling. Do I think he's Drew Brees? No. I think he's more of a let's go with like a Philip Rivers, which is nothing to shy
I
away
mean,
from. Philip Rivers was a great quarterback, but Brees is better. So you said how good can he be, Drew Brees? Will he reach that? I doubt it, but I do like him a lot.
I think Mendoza a little more athletic than Rivers, but Phil Rivers is not the worst. It's not the worst comp.
No.
Okay, number two. I'm going New York Jets. I don't think this is how the Jets go tomorrow night, but if I'm drafting the Jets, I'm going Orville Reese, pass rusher, Ohio State.
Nice pick. That's who they should take tomorrow night, but it's the Jets, so you never know.
It might take a quarterback too, for all we know.
Exactly. We couldn't get Dante Morrison. Now we're going to take Ty Simpson. Forget everybody.
Okay, at three, the Arizona Cardinals. Who knows what's going to happen here? I think we've heard more rumors about the teams 2 and 3, well, particularly 3, than I want to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to go with David Bailey here. I'm going to go BPA. I hear a lot of talk about them taking Jeremiah Love, and I could see it because James Conner's very old and Trey Benson's not very good, so they do need a top running back. But I don't think they have the offensive line or the defense or the quarterback or anything to support drafting a top running back at this position. So I'm going to go with David Bailey.
Didn't the Arizona Cardinals also sign Tyler Algier?
They did. Yes.
I'm like, why would Arizona draft another running back? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, because all their running backs are terrible, but
I mean, Tyler Algier is 1,000-yard rusher.
Bijan's backup. I don't know. I don't expect a whole lot of them.
Okay. 4. Tennessee.
And see, this is another landing spot that I've heard of for Love. But my problem with that is then why did they re-sign Tony Pollard? Because they didn't have to bring Pollard back if they were going to draft Jeremiah Love. It doesn't make any sense. Because now they have Pollard and they have Tajay Spears there. So it's like, why would you?
Number 4 to me is the trickiest spot in this draft. It feels like the biggest landmine the size of Nashville, Tennessee. And I hope I don't trip anything because I'm not taking Jeremiah Love. I'm going to take Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State.
Okay.
Robert Saleh is going to get his Fred Warner for the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
So 5, the Giants.
Give me Ruben Bain.
Ooh.
I wanted to take Jeremiah Love there very bad, but ever since the Dexter Lawrence trade, what I think they're going to do is go defense with that first pick at 5 and then offense with that pick at 10. So that's what I'm doing here. Ruben Bain.
He would be a monster, and that would mean probably Thibodeau's gone next.
Probably.
Thank you for not taking my guy at 5 because I am gonna take. I promise you, I'm not going to draft all Ohio State Buckeyes in this mock draft.
Go blue.
I'm going to take Cornell Tate. Actually, in this case, the Browns need a wide receiver and a lineman, and I think wide receiver makes sense here. So take Cornell Tate.
Yeah, the Browns need just about everything, but wide receiver is pretty much on the top of the list because I mean their best wide receiver is Jerry Jeudy, and he was complete garbage last season. So I mean, yeah, Isaiah Bond. I mean, they don't really have anything at wide receiver. So yeah, Cornell Tate's a great pick there.
I'm sure this next pick will be easy for you, right?
Yeah, he made it all the way back to the Commanders. I didn't take him with the Giants, so we're going Jeremiah Love to the Commanders at 7. Do I think he falls this far in the actual draft? No. I think it's either going to be Cardinals, I think it's going to be Titans, or I think it's going to be Giants. I think one of those three will scoop him up, and then he won't last this far. But if he does last this long, the Commanders are dancing because they got Jeremiah Love.
Whew, number 8. You know what? I'm going DB on here. The question is, you know what? I'm gonna excite the fans in New Orleans. I'm gonna take Monsell Delane, cornerback, LSU.
Okay, over Caleb Downs?
I think Delane's really good, and LSU's DBU.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Interesting. I mean, I had Delane just outside of my top 10 going to the Fins at 11, so it's definitely a good pick. But I like Saints. I like the Saints going wide receiver this year. They don't have anyone outside of Chris Olave, and I like them going wide receiver, but we'll see.
Okay, 9 with the Chiefs.
9 with the Chiefs. Let's see. Let's give the Chiefs Caleb Downs.
That's definitely BPA if Downs is on the board at 9.
Yeah, that's why it was too good for me to pass up. Like, yeah, let's go Downs here. And they just lost. They lost McDuffie, and didn't they lose another safety too?
Oh, Watkins.
Yeah, exactly. See, so I definitely think they could use Caleb Downs a lot over there.
You know what? At 10, I think the New York Giants need to get a lineman. Andrew Thomas has averaged 9.5 games the last couple of years, and Jackson Dart spent more time in the blue medical tent than Sidney Sweeney spent in a red bathing suit on Baywatch. So I'm gonna give the New York Giants Spencer Fonner, tackle, Utah.
Oh, Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't think Fonner would be available at 9.
I didn't think Milwaukee would still be there either, but now that he is, I would take him. But fair enough. Wow. Okay, Fonner over Milwaukee. That's spicy.
I already know who you're picking at 11.
Well, so I don't, so it's impressive that you do. So I think I'm going to have to go Makai Lemon here because the Fins badly need a wide receiver now that they traded their only one. And I had Lemon going to the Saints, and then I had Delaney going to the Fins. But yeah, so now that he's still there and the Fins are here, I'm going to go Makai Lemon at 11 with the Fins.
Okay, so
Is that who you thought I was going to take?
no, I thought you would have taken the tackle.
Okay. Oh, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Okay, 12. This team, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? Ooh, 12 and 20. I
Mm.
think Dallas needs to go defensive back on one, if not both, these picks. The problem is the LSU corner is probably going to be gone. I mean, I know it's a risk. This guy might end up falling because of his knee, but Gerard McCoy may be a risk worth taking.
Okay.
Okay, 13 with the Rams.
13 with the Rams. I didn't think he'd still be here. He is. The Rams could use another wide receiver to complement Puka. I mean, I know they got Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams is very old. So I am going to give the Rams Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State.
That might be a risk worth taking. Wow.
Yeah. I know they're looking at wide receiver. I've seen Makai Lemon mock to them a ton. And yeah, they're looking at wide receiver. Tyson's still there. So yeah, I'm going to have to go Tyson.
I mean, Makai Lemon just feels like a Ram receiver. I mean, they know him because he went to USC, but Tyson, I mean, I think if anybody could be a one or at worst a two in this draft, I mean, Tyson feels like he could be that guy. Maybe Makai Lemon's like a poor man's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's what I've heard comp wise, and I don't mind it. Yeah, I think Carnell Tate's a true wide receiver one, and then the other two guys are more like twos. But I mean, if Tyson's going to the Rams, it's perfect because Puka's already the one there and does all the underneath stuff. So Tyson can go over the top. It's kind of a perfect complement.
Yeah. Okay, 14 Baltimore Ravens. Somebody's going to pick him, and I'm going to pick him here as PPA because the Ravens typically go PPA. I'm going to go Francis Mayorga.
Yep.
Tackle Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think Baltimore needs help on the interior. Maybe he ends up as a guard for all we know.
Yeah, I doubt it, but maybe.
Okay, $15.
Oh, 15 with the Bucks. Do I want to change anything up? Let me see. No, I think we're good here. We're going to go with Cassius Howell, edge.
From Texas A&M, correct?
Yes, sir.
The Bucks do need defensive linemen.
Yeah, I could see them going edge here.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So 16, you took the guy who I put here for the Jets at 16. So
who'd you have?
Jordan Tyson.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver. Who's your daddy?
Okay, nice. I like Mark Cooper a lot. That's a good pick. And the Jets do need wide receivers badly. They got nobody outside of Garrett Wilson.
Okay, Detroit at 17.
All right. Gosh. Guard. Oliver.
The Penn State lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tackle makes sense, but Ione would definitely be. I don't think Detroit fans would hate you there.
No, yeah, solidifying the offensive line, I think, is a huge thing for Detroit.
Okay, you know what? 18. Let's see, Minnesota. While Harrison Smith's gone, I think Harrison Smith might be about 95 years old, right?
That man has never stopped playing football for the Vikings.
I think Harrison Smith might be older than I am.
Yeah, that man has not stopped. And he will not stop.
And I think the Minnesota Vikings need to get a safety at some point. So, you know what? I'm going to give the Vikings Dylan Tiedemann, safety, Oregon.
Okay. Solid pick. So I'm up with the Panthers, eh? 19? Panthers, 19. Let's go with Colton Hood, cornerback.
From Tennessee.
Yes, sir. I have been taking the Eneman, but since you just took him, I had to switch it up a little bit.
Okay, so let's see. 20. You know what? This is different than I actually have in my mock draft. In my mock draft, I have the Cowboys taking Akeem Mesidor. But I just figured, you know what? I think the Cowboys need to get better on the back end. And there's another really good safety. And the last time an NFC East team drafted a DB from this school, he really developed. I'm going to take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety, Toledo.
Okay. As soon as you said you were going on the back end, I assume that's who you were taking.
Yep.
Okay, 21 with the Steelers. Give me KC Concepcion.
From Texas A&M. Wide receiver from Texas A&M.
Yes, sir. It kind of fits the Steelers' mold of wide receivers to me, and they need one pretty bad because pretty much all they have is DK.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Pittman.
Yeah, they did bring in Pittman, but I definitely think they could use another wide receiver.
Okay, so 22 with the Fighting Hallballs. Your coach. Thinking. I know what Jim Harbaugh's hoping for this year. His 2 tackles to stay healthy.
I actually had him taking Spencer Fano here, but obviously we took him way earlier.
Yep. I'm gonna give the Chargers Keldrick Falk, pass rusher, Auburn.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Okay, Philadelphia. I mean, what do you think makes... before you make the Eagles pick here, what do you think the Eagles do at 23?
All right. So before I make the pick, what I did was, Dallas Goedert's 100 million years old. And there's a tight end on the board that's got like a top 10 level talent to me. So to me, that's who the Eagles have to go with. I wanted them to let Dallas Goedert walk, but they brought him back, but I don't think that keeps them from drafting my guy here at 23.
You think tight end's more important than tackle?
At this stage in the game, with the best tight end still being on the board and all the best tackles being gone, yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're gonna take Kenny Sadiq, tight end from Oregon.
Yes, I am.
Oof. That would be interesting, especially knowing AJ Brown's probably going to end up in New England.
So I'm saying they need another target for Hurts.
But I have a funny feeling Philadelphia could be aggressive one way or another tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Whether it's for a tight end, a tackle, wide receiver, we don't know. But Howie Roseman's a wheeler and a dealer. Like when everybody else is eating at the buffet, Howie Roseman's at the blackjack table.
Yeah. My thing is Sadiq has to go in the first round, so I got to find some spot for him to go, and I think the Eagles make the most sense.
I think I have Sadiq going 19 right now.
19. That beats the Panthers. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, 24. I can't believe he's fallen this much, but I think Monroe Freely may have the highest upside of any tackle in this draft. I think he's got the feet to play left tackle, but it might take a year or two.
Okay, yeah, a little raw. So you got the Browns going with?
Yep.
Okay.
26 with 25, excuse me, with the Bears.
The Bears. I got the Bears taking Lee Hunter, defensive tackle.
Wait, let me see. Where is he? Oh, the defensive lineman, Texas Tech. Boy, you like Texas Tech players.
Yeah. What can I say? Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes did all right. Okay, 26 with the Bills. You know what? Akeem Mesidor, just go sack Drake May. Go sack Drake May. I mean, he's the other half of the Twin Tower defensive lineman for Miami. Okay, 27, the San Francisco 49ers.
Niners, give me Blake Miller, offensive tackle.
From Clemson.
Sir.
Yeah, Trent Williams is like 95 years old, right?
I know, they just re-signed him, but I still think they could use another offensive tackle because, he ain't getting any younger.
28, Houston. I'm going to give Houston Caden Proctor. I mean, he is a mammoth man. A mammoth tackle. He's like 360, maybe too big. But, I mean, I don't know what's happened to CJ Stroud, but he has regressed badly.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Okay, so 29 with the Chiefs. I mean, I think you got both of Kansas City's picks this year. So you gave the Chiefs
Caleb Downs at 9.
So where are you going here?
Wide receiver, I'm going Denzel Boston.
Interesting. Denzel Boston from Washington.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Miami at 30. Who did you? Let me see who you took. Okay, so you took Makai Lemon. I'm gonna take Caleb Lamu, tackle Utah.
That's what I was just looking at for the Patriots for the next pick. Because I had given the Patriots Caden Proctor, but you took him. So I was trying to look and pivot. I was going to pivot to Caleb Lamu, who you just took. All right. Let's see. All right. Patriots. Let's give the Patriots Max. Ehankor, offensive tackle.
Arizona State.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think Drake May would like that pick because if we remember the Super Bowl, the playoffs, he was sacked a few too many times.
Definitely.
Well, I think I'm about to break my rule. I have a rule, maybe not quite like Mel Kiper, but I'm not really a fan of drafting a particular position in the first round.
You're talking about running back?
Yep.
And you're going to do it here?
And I'm about to break my rule. With the 32nd and final pick in the first round of our mock draft, the Seattle Seahawks take the Jalen Price, running back, Notre Dame.
Okay, you think Charbonnet's still going to be out too long, huh?
Potentially.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I definitely don't have him going running back, but I could see it. I've seen it mocked a few times because of the Charbonnet injury and because they let Kenneth Walker walk in the offseason. But yeah, I just don't see it. I think you'd easily get Price in the second.
Okay, so all full mock draft: Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, Styles, Bain, Tate, Love, Delane, Downs, Fanu, Makai Lemon, Jerron McCoy, Jordan Tyson, Mayaka, Cassius Hal, Omo Cooper, Ione, Dieneman, Hood, McNeil Warren, Decepcion, Falk, City, Freeling, Hunter, Mesador, Miller, Proctor, Boston, Lama, Enocher, and Price.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know if you would say any crazy picks that we've made. I mean, maybe I don't think I saw the Tech lineman, not Bailey, but the other one you drafted in the first round of any mock draft.
Okay, yeah. I had him. I didn't initially have him on my projections, but I had him on my big board as a guy that if I needed to pull a tackle, I could.
I mean, I think this feels like one of those drafts where, I mean, do we expect trades to happen?
I think so. Here and there. I could definitely see either the Jets or the Cardinals trading up to the back end of the first round to get Ty Simpson to get that extra year on his rookie contract.
Yeah, I mean, you look at maybe Arizona. I mean, heck, the Rams could move back and take him maybe at 15. I don't think that would be crazy because the Rams have have a roster right now where they can maybe, sit Ty Simpson for you, all of what Green Bay did.
Yeah, they definitely do have that. They do have that team in place where they could do that.
Which team's the most fascinating going into the first round tomorrow night?
Oh, give me the Titans. I just feel like there's so many things the Titans could do at 4, and there's so many different projections for the Titans at 4. I think they're my most interesting.
And I think Arizona at 3 is fascinating because, I mean, if they take Jeremiah Love, then maybe the Titans take Sonny Styles or Bailey, and then it means, somebody's going to drop. We know somebody's going to drop. I mean, who knows if? I mean, there's a chance McNeil Warren might end up in the second round because we saw the South Carolina attacker go early in the second round last year. Seattle. I'm like, he could not. I'm like, somebody is going to look like a dummy passing a guy in the first round. It's like, you are kidding me, right?
Yep. I couldn't believe how my Michigan corner kept falling last year.
Well, we know why Will Johnson kept falling. Because
Injury, but still, I mean, look how he looked. I mean, come on.
Especially look when the rest of the team wasn't all that great, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That
He
can't
was.
happen. What team do you think will be the most aggressive looking to move up or down?
Well, let's see.
I mean,
That's hard to say. Like I said, I would think most aggressive. I think like I kind of already alluded to. I think either the Jets or the Cardinals are going to jump back from the early second round back into the first to take Ty Simpson to get that extra year on his rookie contract. So I'd say one of those two is going to be the most aggressive in completing that endeavor.
I would argue Philadelphia. I mean, the Eagles are making sort of like a quasi NBA trade where AJ Brown's going to be dealt, but it won't officially happen because then the Eagles being you know what. So don't be surprised if the Eagles trade a pick from next year's draft because they're going to get something from New England.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Eagles need to get a lineman, and there's a chance that most, not all, the big linemen are gone.
It's true.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, Caleb. Oh, never mind. And you look at it, the Eagles' offensive line isn't getting any younger. Who's the Lane Johnson? Thank you. Lane Johnson isn't getting any younger.
Definitely not.
He's not a young pup anymore. More like a spring chicken.
Yes.
I mean, and then some of these teams. Where does Sadiq go? Because I think the range for Sadiq is between 14, 15, and 19. I think Sadiq's going in one of those three places.
Okay. I'd like it. He's definitely going to go in the first round to somebody. And that's why in our mock, he fell all the way to 23 to the Eagles. And I was like, got to do it. Dallas Goddard's dust anyway.
Well, Travis Kelce was dust, and he was the best receiver. You could argue the best receiver for the Chiefs last year.
Yeah, but that's Travis Kelce. Come on. Probably the best to ever do it. Outside of maybe Tony Gonzalez.
Or maybe if you want an old school, maybe Mike Ditko, Kellen Winslow, right?
There you go, John Mackey.
Oh, God. Oh, I've got one. How about a ghost to the post?
David Casper.
Yeah. Did Casper score the winning controversial touchdown on the Holy Roller?
I believe that's right.
And I'm bringing trivia, and we're talking draft. So
it's all right. We're doing good with it.
Before we go, I want you to answer why it makes sense and why it wouldn't make sense for a team to take Jeremiah Love with other needs.
Okay, so to me, the best example for this is we saw it last year with the Raiders. The Raiders needed everything, and what did they do? They drafted Ashton Genty. And what happened? Ashton Genty looked pretty bad last year because they didn't have anything around him. They didn't have a passing game. Geno Smith was just awful. They didn't have a good offensive line. They didn't have a defense. They didn't have anything. And so every time Ashton saw the field, you'd see him break like 2-3 tackles every play, but it didn't matter. The fourth guy would still get him behind the line. And so I think it's important to have at least an offensive line in place before you draft that generational running back.
And we know Jeremiah Love's not going to drop, but you know what? If he fell to the LA Rams, that might be a team to say, you know what, we'll just take Jeremiah Love and say, you know what, Sean, you figure it out.
Yeah, he won't fall all the way to 13, but if he did, that'd be a value steal of a pick.
You imagine Kyren Williams, Blake Corum, and Jeremiah Love, although I think Jeremiah Love might eat into everyone's touches.
Yeah, no, at that point, I think you just trade Kieran and have Blake Corum as the backup to Jeremiah Love, I think.
or maybe Blake Corum's in case of emergency.
Yeah.
If and when Kyren fumbles, or if and when the Rams need somebody to just catch a punt.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a team have so many special team issues. They're like, we need Kyren Williams to just catch the ball.
Yes.
That's how the Rams ended up losing a playoff game. Now, you lost the playoff game because Bo Nix suffered one of the most freakish injuries I've ever seen.
Yep. That was very unfortunate.
And then you ended up playing the last quarter and a half in some of the worst weather I've ever seen for a football game.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch, though. That was fun to watch. Got to take the field goal in that kind of weather.
I don't think anybody knew it was going to snow more like the snowplow game.
Yeah, I should have been prepared for it because we knew bad weather was coming, and then we didn't take that field goal, and we really could have used it.
Oh, well, maybe Jalen Waddle will catch a touchdown against the Rams in the Super Bowl this year.
There you go. I'll take that. I'm willing to accept that outcome.
I mean, honestly, looking back at the Waddle trade, I know it's a lot, but what would the Broncos have done with the 30th pick anyway? I mean, they're not going to get
Wide receiver, whatever. If there was one of the top 6 wide receivers left, they would have taken them. If there wasn't, I think they might have reached for another one.
They're not going to get Jalen Waddle talent at 30.
No, but they could have gotten an Amari Cooper, Casey Concepcion, that kind of guy.
Yeah, but the Broncos aren't thinking, you know what, this guy might be a guy. Jalen Waddle's a guy. And
he is.
I don't know if Waddle's a true one. I don't know if Sutton's a true one. But you know what? Have a guy who can run down the field. Sutton can be a matchup nightmare in the red zone. And then with the running backs and a really good offensive line, that's all the – I mean –
And the best defense in the league. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Even in a very difficult division where we know Mendoza is going to end up in Vegas, Herbert with Harbaugh, and I mean, I don't know if Mahomes is going to be 100% week 1, but
I think he'll be ready to go though.
And now instead of the hunter, you're the hunt in the AFC West.
Dang right, go Broncos!
And I think we play you guys this year again.
I think so. It should be a good game. You guys waxed us last year.
Yeah. Fortunately, we couldn't beat the Bills. Then, I mean, honestly, I feel like if we win that game, Jags end up in the Super Bowl.
You could be right.
Unfortunately,
you guys had beaten us previously, so it could be right.
That wasn't meant to be. I mean, I think we exceeded expectations, even making the playoffs. For a rookie head coach, because rookie head coaches don't make playoffs.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good run for y'all. I agree.
Although did Mike Shanahan make the playoffs when he was a rookie head coach? Different time and all. Had a whole.
I'm not gonna remember when Shaney was a rookie head coach.
I would have been 95, right?
Well, no, because maybe
he didn't make the play. No, he didn't make the playoffs. You made it in 96.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say what happened in that game.
I
don't want to kill you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I think we know what happened at the divisional round game.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Vernell and Natron Means. Well,
that's a big boy.
Yeah, reminds me. Yeah. All right, so thanks for hopping on to this final mock draft showdown, and you know what? Even though we don't have first round picks, I think tomorrow night will be a little different because we can sit back and watch everybody, figure out what's going to happen.
Exactly, we'll be able to sit there and relax, not having to worry about our own teams for once.
Unless we trade picks for next year, which I'm not sure we do, because next year's draft might be better. Well, should be better.
And next year's draft's looking crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Dylan. Thanks for having me on, brother.